What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DMD, and I'm here with my buddy Asmo for the third time. I've had to try like 4 times to get this video to record, but we finally got it. All right. Asmo, what did you do today?
I played Lab.
And you got first place playing
yeah.
Lab, you know, because that's fun.
I've been playing this deck for
fucking too long.
too damn long.
Honestly. Harry, look at the camera. Honestly, you ain't wrong.
Since release.
Yeah.
Since the first wave, which was just lovely.
So too long. Yes. Yeah, but what were your matchups tonight?
I played against... Dude, it's been a blur, man. I played against Blue Eyes Primite, Blue Eyes Invoked,
Didn't you play the
Lab.
mirror?
I played the mirror, and then I played against Sky Striker.
Oh, yeah. The striker match was fun, I'm sure.
Lab was 2-1. Lab was 2-1, Sky Striker was 2-0. Blue Eyes Primite was 2-0. And then Blue Eyes 2-1.
Yeah. But, yeah, now that we got all the particulars out the way, how did you feel about the list tonight?
I only played it because of a funny card that I'm running, and it did way better than I thought it was going to do. You guys will just have to see it. It's so funny.
Fair enough. Let's get that vid.
First of all, we're playing 3 Lady. This is going to be a very heavy lab list, where you're running a lot of different lab names at 3-ubs, except for Lovely, which I play at 1. The reason is because this version, I wanted to be able to activate stuff on my opponent's turn the fastest and the most consistently. So bumping names up just allows you to do that, which is why I'm running 3 Butler.
You're maxing out on the furnitures, I assume?
Yeah, maxing out on furnitures. I didn't max out on Ariana only because this card sucks eggs going second. If you open this card going second, you look at your opponent and you go like, I'm playing with 5 cards, bud. 3 Shandrag, 3 Torby, 3 Kuklock.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I'd feel about the 3 Kuklock today, only because I'm so used to playing it at 1. But honestly, it did pretty well, because if I saw, say, for example, like a furniture and this, I was just doing stuff on my opponent's turn. And then having this with Arius and access to Lady is
like
just insane, because you get 2 trap activations.
Yeah. On turn 0.
Then for the Last of the Monsters 3 Backjack, this is just discard fodder. It's how you play with your opponent. For the traps, I'm running 3 Big Welcome and 2 Welcome. I thought about bumping this to 3 and just cutting the Ariana, but there were too many instances where running the 1 Ariana made the most sense, because if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, a single Welcome is not going to do anything for you, whereas Ariana can genuinely get you to like any card in your deck. So if you have a dead rollback, you can search for a furniture to discard it with, or if you have another trap in your hand, you can normal the Ariana and then grab Kuklock, stuff like that. 3 rollback.
Card's broken.
I saw this like twice today, and it cost me a game because I saw 2 of them in one hand with no discard, and then the other one, I saw it, and it was good because I used it to play through an Ash. And then 3 Trap Trick, it's a Lab. You don't play Lab without Trap Trick, of course. And then 3 Dharma Cannon, you don't play Lab without Dharma Cannon. 2 D-Barrier, you can play Lab without D-Barrier, but it's just too good right now. It's just a turn skip for like half the decks in the format, so. 2 Punishment, which kind of conflicted, or well, didn't really conflict much, but I was worried about it conflicting with the next card. 2 Banquet of Millions.
How was that today?
It it was hilarious. I was talking with Drew, and I showed him this card. I showed him Banquet, and I was like, dude, this card's gonna make someone crash out today. And he was like, no, 1,000%. So like, and we hope that it's the man with the camera right now.
It's kind of cringe, bro.
Didn't play against him, but I played against Drew, and he did crash out because I ripped his extra deck, and then I just kept the looping stuff. He tried to drill beam this, so I just set another and then activated it under Kuklock.
Why are you like this, bro?
It was crazy, and I used it against Sky Striker in response to Ray tag out. So yeah, he just lost everything, and I was like, yep, sick.
Yeah.
All right, so I run 1 Bucephalus, 1 Goddess, 1 Muckraker, one Yama and one Rage. You can cut these, and this was supposed to be an SP and then something else, but I'm a big dummy, so I forgot to put it in before the tournament, but it's whatever. One Moon, you end on a bunch of bodies, so you can make Moon pretty easily and take stuff. Didn't ever come up, but it could have come up, but I just chose not to do it. I took a different route. One Anima. This came up today once, because one time it got, I believe it got Veilored or Impermed or something, but I stole a Jet Dragon with it, and that was pretty cool. One Typhon. Typhon came up a lot of my games, actually. It won me a game, but most of the time it was kind of just like, I'm going to make this to try to get some use out of my normal summon, because most of the time it was a backjack underneath it. One Aggregator didn't come up, and I'm also running the Chimera package to revive my Lovely or my Lady, because the Bestials were something I was thinking about going into this, because having a Bestial on your Dark Monsters is not great. One Garura, one Intis, one Chaos Angel. I messed this up real bad today. I could have set a big welcome and then continued grinding against Blue Eyes in our game 1. But I messed up and made Chaos Angel, and it got Veilored when I tried to remove the True Light. And then Molong.
Was it not unaffected?
No, I made it with 2 Darks.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's the only things you
Oh,
run in the
yeah,
extra
yeah,
deck, yeah.
yeah.
Or in the main deck, excuse me.
Yeah. Speaking of main deck and side, what did you
So,
side today?
side deck, I run 3 Heavenly Prison. People who run this in main, which I actually talked to Christian about this earlier. The reason I don't run this in main is because at worst, you're going neg because your opponent's going to negate it, or they're going to do something to it, or they're just going to let it resolve and then they have removal in the form of non-destruction anyway. And then also just like drawing it going second always felt bad, so I'd rather have stuff that interacts with my opponent more. 3 Sphere Mode, and 3 Lava Golem. I thought about running the Equation Cannons for this, but I didn't. I'd have to cut the punishments if I did, and I'd have to change the extra deck completely. So I think I liked the toolbox use of the extra deck more, rather than just forcing it into the Equation Cannon lines and not being able to use it very much. 3 Judgment.
Yep.
I don't think I saw like two side deck cards. No, 3 side deck cards. No, actually 4, because I also run Anti-Spell, Eradicator, and Magic Deflector.
Yeah.
Magic Deflector is funny because it turns off the Malice Field Spell, the Ryzeal Field Spell, the Blue Eyes Field Spell. It turns off quick plays, so like the Memento Fusions. It turns off so many spells that it was just too good not to run, and you don't have to tribute a monster to use it. So the only thing that you're really afraid of after using this is probably Lightning Storm, but you can just use Lady to set a rollback.
That's valid.
Out of all these cards though, I used Erad, the Anti-Spell, the Lava Golem, and the Heavenly Prison. I Lava Golem the Blue Eyes, and then I bounce this back to my hand with Big Welcome. It was pretty cool. I eradicated a Lab player twice. I eradicated a Sky Striker player once.
How many hits
And
did you get on each time?
the Lab player I hit 4, and the Sky Striker player I hit a field spell, 3 set spells, and 2 spells in hand, so it was just all spells.
Yeah, it's pretty much GG.
Heavenly Prison didn't really do anything, because I was playing against Blue Eyes Primite, and Drill Beam is just Drill Beam. So it didn't do anything. Anti-Spell, I also opened Anti-Spell against Sky Striker. It was pretty cool. Going second, by the way, I opened it and I was like, set, pass. He didn't pop it, he didn't have the Sky Striker spell to pop, so I went activate and he was like, damn, alright,
Yeah.
I see how it is.
Well, good job today, sir. Is there anything that you would like to add before we end off the video?
Subscribe to me on YouTube. I make Yu-Gi-Oh content, horror content. I make a bunch of stuff. Asmafet. It should be Asmafet, CH dot. And then also on Twitch.
I'll put the links down in the.
Which one of you put a tissue in my deck box?
I did that. I promise. I didn't even have a tissue.
I bet it was Trevor. I'm gonna kill him. Also, we have a team on YouTube called Night Shift. So yeah, subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, Asmafet.
All right. Anyway, guys, it's been real. I've been waiting too long to end this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Go Lions.